Since time began, men and women have had strange experiences for which there is no explanation, except in the secrets the ancient magicians knew. But for centuries, their secrets have been guarded in the hidden places of the Far East. Today, perhaps, Frank Chandler has discovered them, as people say. He is called Chandu the Magician. Can you be sure it isn't true? Present for your enjoyment every week at this hour, Chandu the Magician. The old Mediterranean city of Beirut. In the harbor, the riding lights of a dozen ships, among them a small, dirty freighter. Ashore, on a steep cobbled street, a quiet house. Night and terror. Chandu the Magician.
Hussein.
I am here, Effendi. He is dead?
You see he is. Empty his pockets.
As you say, Effendi. He will not speak again of the life in America.
Well, what do you find?
There is nothing, Effendi.
The American passport. The credentials.
No, Effendi. The pockets are empty.
What was it you slipped up your sleeve?
A few American dollars, Effendi. You do not...
God in Himmel keep the money, but his papers. A man does not carefully empty his pockets before dining with a friend.
It may be he was not what you think. Perhaps he had no credentials.
Someone suspects who I am. If not he, then another.
Aye, you smell danger like an animal, Effendi.
These years of living like a hunted animal have taught me to smell it. Now, Gott sei Dank, I am ready to sail.
Effendi, I will need men to help me when we have reached Egypt.
In Alexandria, you will engage porters to transfer the equipment to small boats to sail up the Nile.
The boatmen of Alexandria will wag their tongues.
So, you have a better plan?
Aywa, Effendi. In Cairo, I have many friends among the boatmen. They will keep silent.
Jawohl. We will go now, while the streets are empty. While we row out to the freighter, we drop this man in the harbor.
Dive.
I will be glad when I am once more at work.
And I will be happy to see my home. Cairo.
I was watching for you, Naji. Come in.
Good afternoon, Betty.
Mother's out in the garden. Wait till you see it. With the grass cut and the shrubs all trimmed, it almost looks like California.
A great compliment indeed.
Well, don't you talk like that about Cairo when you're not here?
Perhaps I do. This way?
Oh, yes. I forgot you hadn't been in this house since we rented it. Uncle Frank said an Englishman built it a long time ago. Don't you love that picture of Queen Victoria?
In fact, for the price of only one piastre, Betty will show you all over the house.
Oh, now, Uncle Frank.
How are you, Nazi?
Very well, thank you, Chandu.
Betty, I want to talk to Nazi for a moment. Will you tell your mother we'll be right out?
Oh, all right, Uncle Frank.
What is it, Chandu?
Do you remember a big Nazi chemist named Brugman?
Brugman.
His laboratories in Berlin were still going full blast when the Russians reached the city.
Oh, yes, I remember. It was well for the world that he died before he could perfect that poison gas.
Apparently, he isn't dead, after all.
What are you saying?
It seems he's been in Beirut for some time. Well-financed and working quietly away.
I cannot believe it. His name was on the list of war criminals.
Just the same, I got this report from Beirut yesterday. We have an agent there named Phillips.
Oh.
He's known Brugman for several months. And listen to this. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, here. I had received a package of American newspapers that day, and in one of them was the story of the discovery of a large quantity of poison gas in Germany. Brugman had had a few drinks, and he began to brag about a much more deadly formula. Until then, it hadn't occurred to me he was the Brugman.
If I were Mr. Phillips, I should neither eat nor drink with that man.
All right. He goes on to say that Brugman mentioned the name of Rommel several times.
Rommel?
Yes. I've been thinking of all those rumors that trickled in here during the North African fighting.
Oh.
Rommel was supposed to have had a supply of poison gas hidden somewhere in Egypt for use when they got close to Cairo.
Near Karnak, they said. Yes. But all the rumors came to nothing.
Well, anyway, I can't see what it has to do with Brugman now. I wonder why...
What, Chandu?
Why Phillips didn't mail this letter as soon as he wrote it.
The letter is dated March 5th.
Yes. He was going to dinner at Brugman's house that night.
He must have returned safely from that dinner, or the letter would not have been mailed.
Well, I telegraphed Phillips last night. This morning, when he hadn't answered, I wired the police and their... Oh, that may be their reply.
Ashkur Fadlak. El Maktub, Effendi Chandler.
Thank you, Botros.
Is it bad news, Chandu?
Yes. And Botros, if the boy's waiting, send him away. Give him this.
Aywa, Effendi. It is too much to give
Phillips
up.
hasn't been located, Naji. But Brugman sailed for Alexandria on March 5th. On a freighter.
Mr. Phillips is dead.
I'm afraid so. A freighter. Naji, he hasn't perfected that formula yet. He's brought his equipment to Egypt. He's come here to work.
If so, he has only to vanish into the desert. You can never discover him.
But the camel boys would spread the news through the bazaars in an hour. I'd have heard of it.
You believe he's hiding in Alexandria?
Naji, what if there is something to the story that the Nazis did have a secret, well, not a warehouse, of course, but something of the sort near Karnak? It's right on the Nile. They could have got it ready before the war.
Chandu, you have seen Karnak. Except for the hotel, it is only a mass of ancient ruined palaces and temples.
It's worth investigating, though. Once Brugman perfects that deadly gas, nobody on Earth will be safe.
Chandu, he will not be alone. If you ask questions in Karnak, he will have you killed.
Well, I'll have to take that chance. You see, Dorothy and the kids are going on a sightseeing trip to Karnak tomorrow. They'll be up there for several days.
You will go with them now?
Of course. Nobody's ever surprised at questions tourists ask. If Brugman's there...
Psychic summons. It is a message for you, Chandu.
From the yogi. It must be.
I will wait for you in the garden with others.
I am listening, my teacher.
My son, thou art approaching a time of peril.
I will be ready.
The peril is not for thee alone, but for those who dwell within the magic circle of thy love.
Naji? Is it Naji?
Put fear far from thee, my son. Dost thou remember the ancient warning?
Yes, my teacher. I remember.
Repeat the words, that I may know the memory is thine.
Very well. If in 1,000 lifetimes thou hast not gained the path to knowledge, know thou this. Tomorrow will open for thee a door upon the way to wisdom, through yet another death.
It is well.
You don't mean Philip's death. You said the danger is to someone close to me.
To those thou lovest, my son, and to thee. Take up thy work as it is written, and remember, yet another death, another death.
In a moment, we'll raise the curtain again on tonight's story of intrigue and magic. Karnak, on the bank of the timeless Nile. Great carved stone columns and ruined temple walls remember the splendor of ancient kings. Chandu, the magician.
You know what, Mom? This pyramid's the only thing around here that hasn't fallen apart.
Oh, I know, Bob. I expected ruins, but not miles of them. Even way over there across the river.
I wish Uncle Frank would come back.
He'll be back in a little while, Betty. It's getting late.
I'd sure like to know why he and Naji went out on the river.
Don't be silly. Can't he take Naji for a boat ride?
Sure, but... Oh, well, skip it. Let's go into the pyramid.
You and Betty go if you like. I'll sit down here. I've walked enough this afternoon.
Okay. Come on, Bet. Hey, this is really something, Mom. Come see.
No, thank you, son.
There's kind of a hallway, Mother. The walls are all painted with old Egyptian pictures.
You can tell me about it when you come out.
Let's go this way first, Bob.
See?
I didn't see you.
You like to have a dragoman? A guide? Sit?
No, we've seen everything ourselves.
Across the river are
No, thank you.
It is not good to be here. The spirits of the ancient ones are not pleased.
We're going back into town in a few minutes.
You know, the ancient ones cursed the defilers of their tombs.
I've heard those legends before. Go away.
You have heard, yet you send the young Effendi and his sister into the pyramid alone.
They're just looking around. Please go away.
Men have vanished forever from the pyramid, Sid. It may be you will not see your daughter
Stop
again.
that. Go away and let me alone.
I came only to warn you, Sid. Call them back before they discover ancient secrets not for the eyes of any man.
It's perfectly safe for them to look around these ruins. Everybody does it. Here, take this money and go away.
Ashkur Fadlak, Sid. When the anger of the ancient ones comes upon you, do not forget my words.
What nonsense. It's not hard to believe out here, though. Maybe I should call them back. Betty? Bob? Silly. Bob! They'll think I'm out of my mind. Just because an Egyptian beggar tried to frighten me. Betty! Where are you? Bob! If you're hiding for a joke, it isn't very funny. Answer me! Bob! Betty!
Well, we're almost back where we left Dorothy and the kids.
Yes, Chandu. A wasted day.
I still think Brugman's right over there, among the ruined temples somewhere.
I've never known a man so persistent as you.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Remember it, will you, the next time I ask you to marry me, before you say no again.
Chandu, how can you? You are hunting down a man who may kill you, and you make a joke.
I wasn't joking, darling. I was just reminding you.
Oh.
You started it, you know.
We are speaking of Brugman.
So we are. And if there's anything in that old rumor about Rommel's storehouse along the Nile, it would have to be right at the edge of the river. Where cargo could be landed from small boats at night, in spite of the patrols.
Frank! Frank! Is that you?
It's Dorothy's voice, Chandu.
She's just in front of the pyramid there, you see her?
Yes, Dot. We're coming in now.
Into shore, Selim.
Hurry! Bob and Betty are gone!
Gone? Where were they?
Right here with me!
Dorothy, could they have gone back to the hotel for any reason?
No! Frank, they went into the pyramid to look around and they just vanished. I've been looking for them for 10 or 15 minutes.
We'll find them, Dot. Here, let me help you out, Matty. We won't need the boat again today, Selim. We'll drive back to the hotel. Dot, where were you when you missed them?
Sitting right there on the bottom step.
We'd better look inside again first.
There's a corridor just inside the doorway. It's pretty dark, but I can't see how I could have missed them.
I have my flashlight here. There. Najib, do you know anything about this pyramid?
Nothing is known of it, Chandu. Not even the name of the king who built it. It is said...
Frank! I didn't see that before. Could it be a door? Across the corridor there.
It looks like one.
No, it is only a painted decoration.
Look down there. In the corner of it. That's Betty's handkerchief. It's caught, see?
An undiscovered burial room.
I don't think so.
Whatever it is, they're inside, shut in there. Bob! Betty! Can you hear me?
Chandu, these old burial rooms were sealed. You know it is so.
Yes, but you
Listen
know.
to me. Once I entered such a room with a group of archaeologists. There in the dust on the floor, inside the doorway, was the print of a naked foot. The footprint of the slave who closed the entrance 40 centuries ago.
Oh, Frank, for goodness sake, do something. The children will suffocate in there.
I'm looking for the spring that opens the door, Dot. Someone's built a concealed mechanism, and not 4,000 years ago either.
Not the engineers.
What on earth are you talking about?
Somewhere in plain sight, hidden among the painted figures, Bob and Betty must have been poking around and touched the spring.
Hurry, Frank, hurry.
Somewhere along here. Too high to be hit by accident, but easy to reach. Right about here. Ah. Come in, hurry, before it closes. Bob! Where are you?
What did I tell you, Bess? I knew they'd get it. Wait a minute, we'll bring you a light.
Where would they get a light?
Well, they had one, see? There's another room here. Now, hold up the light in the doorway there so we can see.
Okay.
Just wait till you see what we found.
Why did you come in here? If you hadn't lost your handkerchief, we'd never have known where you were.
Have you seen anyone, Bob?
Have we? Look over there.
I don't see anybody.
No, I mean all that chemistry stuff. Retorts and test tubes and beakers.
Well, hold the candle over there, Bob.
Did you see anyone or didn't you?
Sure we did. When the door first opened, we saw a light in here. And when we got to the door, a fellow was sitting right there in that chair with a little bottle in his hand.
It was full of some kind of green stuff. He was staring at it and kind of smiling. Only he looked awful.
Chandu. He looked up just as I poked my head in. And brother, I never saw anybody move so fast. The next minute, he blew out the candle and boom.
What do you mean?
We heard a door slam somewhere. Well, if we hadn't found the candles, I'd have died of fright.
You foolish children have been protected from death.
Frank, what if we can't get out of here? Oh, who do you suppose would set up a chemical laboratory in a place like this?
I know who he is, Dot.
What?
And I'll get you out. Then I want you all to go straight back to the hotel.
What are you going to do?
Wait for Brugman to come back. Come on now.
Who is he, Frank?
I'll tell you later, Dot. Now remember, Bob, he's seen you, and he may have seen Betty. So don't leave the hotel for any reason until I come back. Good evening, Brugman.
Who are you?
Better light the candle before the match burns your fingers.
What do you want here?
Oh, I heard someone had opened these old burial rooms, and I was interested. The Egyptian government will be, too.
You are lying. You know my name.
So you are Brugman.
Yeah, I am Brugman. Only today I have finished the work of my life. Tomorrow I leave this hiding in corners. Soon the world will again know me.
You finally perfected the gas.
There will be no escape from it. One small tube is opened, and one city is destroyed.
And thousands of people killed.
What is that to me? Human life is scum on the surface of a dirty pool.
And when you've destroyed it all, what then?
Perhaps I have learned how to create life.
I hope so. Or at least restore it.
What do you say?
You might try your skill with poor Don Phillips.
Phillips? Frank, I know who you are. The great American secret agent, Frank Chandler.
Yes, I'm Chandler.
I never thought you were in Egypt, but I will be rid of you.
You don't mean those tubes in the rack there?
In this tube is the new gas. You see it?
Brugman, you idiot.
Keep back, Chandler.
Wait, Brugman.
Before you breathe twice, you will die. Reinhund!
Before we learn the surprising outcome of tonight's story, a native hut on the bank of the Nile near Karnak. It is night. We return you to Chandu, the magician.
Order! Tomorrow we must work again. Let us have joy tonight. Tonight we laugh, and the work and the boats are forgotten. Seat yourselves and await entertainment from the Arabian Nights. Listen and watch. A dancing girl. Beautiful as the morning. Mofarika. Toss her a coin. Give her money. Are you misers? No,
What is going on here? Must these men be watched like children? Hussein, what do you mean by this?
It was an hour of enjoyment, nothing more, Effendi Brugman. Go outside and wait, Sadiqi.
Hold, take the girl and the musician. There is no time to lose. Here is money, Hussein. You will pay the boatman and send them away.
Effendi, there is much to be done. I cannot, what is the word, pack the...
The equipment will be left where it is. The men must not enter the pyramid again. And if you have the idea you will steal what you can carry...
Effendi Brugman.
Do not attempt it. The room is filled with the new gas. The American Chandler is lying in there dead.
Aye.
Whoever goes to look for him, in one breath he will lie dead beside him.
You have spoken, Effendi. Many years from now, some Ferengi will find a way to that place of burial. He will die, and men will say it was an ancient curse.
Jawohl. Now, in a few minutes, I will be ready to leave.
I will beg you go now, Effendi. If the woman sends the police to search the town for Chandler...
I must wait for Rashid to bring the boy. He saw my face.
Take your hands off me, you big lug.
Bring him in, Rashid.
Oh, it's you again. What is this? I was just out in front of the hotel minding my own business when these two guys grabbed me.
Rashid, leave him and go outside. Stand in front of the door with Khalil.
I was, Andy.
What do you want?
Who knows you saw me in the pyramid?
My uncle knows it. So tell your little private Gestapo to let me out of here.
Your uncle's name?
Frank Chandler.
So, with one stroke, I am rid of you both. Hussein, water in a cup.
Aiwa.
Hey, what is this?
You impudent young puppy. Your uncle is dead. And in one moment...
He is not. You're just trying to find out something about him. Well, I won't tell you anything. I don't believe you.
That is unimportant. You know he went to the pyramid.
Sure, but... Did you go back there tonight?
You are beginning to believe me.
You mean you killed him? Well, I don't believe it.
You shall believe me before you die. You saw the chemicals in that room.
Okay, I saw them.
I opened a tube of deadly gas in Chandler's face. Enough to kill 1,000 men.
Why, you're not even human.
Drink this.
The heck I will.
Hold his arms, Hussein.
What is that sound, Effendi?
Hussein, hold his arms, I tell you.
Oh, no, you don't.
Let him go, Brugman. Let him go.
Aye.
Chandler's voice. The voice of the dead.
Brugman, I tell you, let him go.
Okay, you heard him. Tell those guys outside to get out of the way.
But for Chandler, dead or alive, you shall not leave this house.
Oh, no? Look behind you. Turn around and look.
No. It cannot be.
I sure hope it is you, Uncle Frank.
Why not? Now, Brugman.
Chandler, how did you escape from the gas?
Effendi, how could he come here? As if the wall had been no more than the air.
It is only a trick. The police are waiting for me outside.
There's a jail cell waiting for you in Europe. In a little matter of murder in Beirut.
Tell me how you escaped from the gas.
Hussein, you'll be sent back to Beirut, too.
I did not kill the Effendi, Phillips. The poison in the coffee was not mine.
Hussein, be silent. The gas, Chandler, the gas. Why are you not dead, Connie?
You think more of the gas than of your life. Effendi Chandler, I beg you.
It's no use, Hussein. You're out of my hands now.
And
Brugman, your so-called deadly gas is still only in your mind.
You are lying. And I will not be taken to Europe in chains like a criminal.
Well, what else are you?
Give me the cup, Hussein.
No, Effendi.
I say yes.
Knock it out of his hand. Let's get out of my way. Brugman.
Moses. He wanted me to drink that stuff.
Aye! He has died like the Effendi Phillips. In one breath.
And the secret of that gas with him.
Couldn't be as bad as he said it was.
I'm sure it was, Bob. But even the sample's gone now.
For Pete's sake. How did you manage that? By magic?
I just know how, that's all, Bob.
Well, yeah.
You don't think men like Brugman will have their own way forever, do you?
Chandu the Magician is based on the original radio drama created by Harry A. Earnshaw and is written by Vera Oldham. Frank Chandler is played by Tom Collins, Betty by Joy Terry, and Bob by Lee Millar. Edgar Barrier is Brugman, and Princess Naji is played by Lillian Bayev. Special musical effects are by Korla Pandit. The program is produced and directed by Cyril Armbrust. Howard Culver speaking. This is the Mutual Don Lee Broadcasting System.